I still have a big chunk of my family on my father's side, actually my entire father's side, that I'm still like, they don't want anything to do with me, and we just like don't talk, and I've kind of been like iced out in that sense.
What's good, J&T family? We're back with another video. Today we're gonna be talking about our coming out stories, and we're kind of gonna like, I don't think we really have fully chatted about our coming out stories from like start to finish.
I don't think so.
We've talked about it a little bit with each other, but not like a whole run through of how it all went down.
No.
So today we're gonna have a fabulous
Nacho
mukbang.
Mm-hmm.
We got sour cream, we got queso, we got guac, we got sauce, and we are here.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk, and y'all can listen.
Mm-hmm.
And that's basically what's going on here tonight. Our nachos have onions, tomatoes, beans, cheese, and peppers. We made guac homemade with a bunch of different vegetables and stuff in it.
I don't know if you can even
Salt,
see that.
pepper, lemon juice. I know it's supposed to be
Tomatoes.
lime, but we didn't have any. And we have hot queso cheese that's still like
Steaming. So good. So good.
Again.
Oh, and there's this new stuff that I want to try.
Taco
It's,
sauce.
Yeah, tomato, jalapeno, chipotle.
Yep.
We'll see how it is.
Genuinely, it's like every time we start one of these, I'm so hungry.
I know.
It's like we always wait until, we normally don't really eat that much during the day because we're just so busy, and we eat at night.
Yeah.
And so by the time we film this video, it's like late and we're so hungry. My
It's
mouth
so
is
good.
watering looking at all of this. So yeah.
We just need a minute. And we're gonna get into it. But do you want to start first, or?
Do you?
I mean, sure.
Okay. Go for it. Once you've had a bite or two.
I don't know. Oh my gosh, this is so good.
This is so good.
Oh, I want to try this.
Okay, I'm gonna go for the guac. Yo,
I want
these
to try
are
this on a
hot.
chip.
These are hot.
Oh, I can't even. What the heck?
Take it.
The guac is so good
The
too.
guac is fire. The guac is so fire, and we got queso. I'm so hungry.
Babe, I think you're gonna like that. Oh my gosh. You tried it?
No.
Try it. It's really good.
Okay.
Okay, so now that I've had a couple bites. Oh, we picked the best thing to eat.
Why?
It's gonna be a sloppy one.
That's fine with me. Don't care. Moving on.
Okay, so
We talk about your childhood first.
yeah, let's talk about our childhoods first, and then after we talk about our childhoods, we'll kind of move into
Growing up,
into adulthood.
and how it kind of went the whole way through.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually interested to hear. I don't think I've heard that much about it, so tell me your story, girl.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think I always kind of knew that I was a little bit different in terms of looking at women. Yeah, like I remember like I had a grade 1 teacher that I was obsessed with.
No, I don't think you understand. I'm obsessed.
And I couldn't figure out why I was so obsessed with her, but all I remember always thinking was like, she's so pretty. And
What she looked like? What she looked like?
She was like obviously Caucasian. Not obviously, but she was Caucasian. And she had like brown hair. She was younger. She was probably like, now that I'm trying to think back, she probably was like fresh graduate. She was probably like 23, 24,
Looking
maybe
cute,
something like
looking
that.
young.
Yeah, and she was like the sweetest lady. I should say teacher. But I just remember every time she would like talk to me or pay me any type of attention, I would always be like butterflies, like feeling so special. And then I always like look back and be like, okay, that is the person that I can honestly say, knowing what a crush feels like. Like,
Was your first?
that was my
Really?
first crush.
So like
100%.
before any like
Butterflies,
like
everything.
peers or anything, it was always that girl.
It was my grade 1 teacher. And then I feel like all through elementary school, I would always look at girls and I would be like, it's so weird because I was like, I would always be like, I know I'm gay, but like there's no way that I could ever say that I'm gay because of
How old were you when you were thinking this thought you're talking about?
Probably like grade like 3.
Cut the cameras. Dead ass.
Like, how old are you in grade 3?
Like 8?
Yeah.
Wow. So you're
Easily.
8 and you were thinking I could never actually be gay?
Easily, because I didn't have anybody around me
That was gay.
Also, keep in mind that like I'm a little bit older, so like even like when I was younger, it was not like, you know, things were super accessible to us in terms of like going on the internet and like looking up all this stuff, like
looking up 2 girls kissing.
or things like that, right? Like it wasn't accessible, and then on top of it, like I come from a West Indian background, my whole family. I'm first generation, so that obviously was not something that was like accepted or talked about or anything. So I was like, I kind of just had this like hopeless feeling all the time of like, that sucks. Like I'm never gonna be able to act on that. But I don't really know what I'm gonna do, and I just kind of was like really confident in the fact that I would just like ignore it for my entire life.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Pretty much.
You're like, it's fine, I can like tolerate maybe being with a man. Like,
basically that's
it'll be okay.
where I was at, which is really funny because I was actually never like physically with a man or even like mentally with a man, to be honest. Like I told you guys in like a previous video that I had a boyfriend or whatever, but it was like not really a boyfriend. It was just like a friendship, if I think about it. Like we weren't physical, like we didn't really kiss or anything. Like it was not like your typical, you know, full-on relationship. So, and you know about that person too, so.
Okay, so maybe we'll get more into high school and whatever in a minute.
Yeah.
I'll let you eat because I just been chowing down.
Yeah.
And you haven't been able to eat anything.
And I want to hear your story.
Really hungry.
Too.
Oh my god. So like, I feel like my elementary school, like really young year experience is like really different because I don't really know if I had many gay thoughts at all. Other than, like I didn't really have straight thoughts either. Like.
You didn't have any thoughts? You were like virginal.
I was very virginal. I didn't think about anyone really that way, but I will say that I was like always like, I think one of the first things I ever noticed was being way more caring about what girls thought of me than what boys thought. I literally never cared what boys thought. I was like, whatever. If a guy was mean, I was like, okay, that's rude.
I don't ever bring anybody around me like that.
So nasty.
And that's what happened.
So rude.
But like, when a girl didn't want to be my friend, or like when I was like a little kid, like 7, 8, like when a girl said something mean to me,
you really took it to heart.
It was like the end of the world. And every girl I was friends with, I like was like, you, like I care about you so much, like you're everything to me.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean?
yeah.
And I took the friendships like so far. Like I would do, and even I think that's like part of my personality because I do just really care about like people that I care about. But I think part of it was also just gay as fuck.
Yeah.
But I genuinely never had a thought until high school of being like gay. Like I just like took my friendships really seriously, and that's kind of it. Like there was no moments where I was like, oh, but I remember seeing like I grew up in a really small town, so there wasn't really a lot of like gay people. Like there was just no gay, like nothing was gay. Like I didn't even know what a lesbian was. I didn't think that was possible until I was like 12, which is crazy. I was so sheltered because I never really like left the city. Like I did leave the city, but I never like went into Toronto, for example. So I never really saw like gay men or gay women really anywhere. And my parents didn't talk about it, so I didn't really even know it was a choice. So I was just like very like sheltered. So I think that's why I didn't know anything any earlier. But that's probably cutting it to about when I was like 12. Like I would say like I'm gonna cut off there. Like that was like up until I was like 11 or 12, like grade 6, I had not a single gay thought. I was just doing subconscious little things.
And you know what, just to come back to my point, I think because I grew up in the city, and we would see the gays strolling about. And it was like my parents always looking at them funny and looking at them sideways, you know? So
that's a bad thing to look at and then be like, yikes, I'm one of them.
Yeah, and so it's just kind of like, oof, right? But I just wanted to put that point in as well because I think it's really interesting.
It must have felt kind of shitty. What?
Yeah. Sorry.
I know I was still chewing.
It's okay.
It's a mukbang, y'all.
Oh no, I was talking about the swearing.
Oh, whatever. I think you can say that.
Yeah. But yeah, I just think it's really interesting. I'm not trying to get too deep, but I think it's really interesting that exposure could have potentially like molded me thinking of it more because I saw it versus you not thinking about it. Like maybe that's
it's a big part of it. And also, like, I don't think I ever saw a woman that I was actually attracted to. Because I'm very picky. Like I did, but like it was like forcefully, really. I think like I'm not really into the type of women that like I used to have like weird little crushes on. Yeah. It was more just like happenstance. Yeah. And it was never like I didn't really come across somebody. That university was the first time I ever came across somebody that was like, oh my god.
Oh my god. Wow.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like where I actually looked at people and I was like, because that was the first time I saw a masculine lesbian. Okay, anyway, so let's move on to high school now. So tell me what happened for you in high school. I just dropped a bean.
Well.
Like, oh, that's yours with the sauce on it.
High school, I was out to my friends, not my family. So yeah, so high school, I was out to my friends. But
how did you come out to your friends? Like you say, did they just know?
They just knew.
Did you, when you said I'm gay, or did you ever have that conversation? And did they?
Well, because I was already hooking up with people, so I think people just kind of recognized and knew the tea.
And we're just like, whatever.
Yeah.
They didn't care? Nobody's like, huh?
I definitely, like, it was weird because the school that I went to was, like, really small, so it was, like, a family. Like, when I say small, I mean, like, my graduating class was, like, 20 kids.
Yeah,
like,
that's insane.
It was a private school from, like, JK to grade 12, so there was not, like, it wasn't, like, it was kind of like a family. It wasn't really, like, classes or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it was just, like, everybody knew everybody's business. And I feel like it was like mixed. It was mixed reviews, but also the school that I went to, there were a couple people that were gay and ended up being outed there, and they actually ended up getting expelled.
Out of pocket for that shit. Way out of pocket. What do you gain from that?
So I was like, yo, like I have to actually like stay in the closet if I want to like keep going to the school, because I wasn't out to my parents. So if I got expelled and they realized like, why did she get expelled, the whole thing would just, you know what I mean? So I was like pretty picky about who I let in and like what was going on.
It was a very secret life.
It was a very secret life, but it was one of those things where it's like my friends recognized that it was like such a big thing that they weren't like gossiping about it.
No, because anyone that actually cares about you would knows what.
Yeah, and it was like playing with fire. And I definitely had a couple people that were kind of like, well, that's your lifestyle choice.
Electric chair.
I would say high school for me was I was out, I was hooking up with girls.
On your basketball team.
Cut the cameras. Dead ass.
I was.
Yeah. Quite the player. Player face, right?
Yeah. And
Can't leave that out.
What?
Can't leave that out.
No. But obviously not anymore. Let's just put that out there, because obviously look who's beside me. But yeah, so
soon.
So yeah, like I just feel like that's kind of where high school was, when I like stepped into my own, found myself, accepted it, and was like, after hooking up with girls and recognizing the difference between like the emotions that I felt with women versus the absolute nothing I felt with the one boyfriend I had.
Talk about the boyfriend you had. Like, didn't you tell me something once about how you were hanging out with him one day and he like went home and you just like cried or something because you were just like, like, I hate this so much, I'm lying and I feel horrible.
Yeah, I definitely was like.
Because he was a friend. Like, you probably felt bad about it.
I remember like family, friends. Like it was just like
Yeah.
kind of like a lot riding on it. Like people were like, "This is perfect."
Yeah.
But yeah, like as soon as I realized, once I was like with women and I realized what the like true tea was of the whole situation, I think it was like high school was that place where I like came into my own but was still living like a double life. It was a really weird period for me.
Mm-hmm. Where like so much was a lie.
Can I lie? Can I fucking lie?
To keep track of like who you're telling what.
It was a
That's
really,
hard.
really weird period for me,
That's
honestly. What about you?
High school was more of like chaotic, I think, for me than it was for you. For me, high school was just a lot of denial.
Right.
Like, I had so many times that I was like, I definitely like girls, or I would be like, what if I'm gay? Like, what if I'm bi? Like, I think the what if I'm bi
right.
thing, like, was like a constant. Like,
Oh,
I
so
remember
you were thinking you were bi.
at first, yeah.
Okay.
Because like I so easily fit into like the feminine role that like there was some like the masculinity and like the way that I want like a partner that's like masculine sort of fit with men, but there was something that was always off.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
You know what I mean? Like it was something I was like, this is not quite right.
It fits,
you know?
but it doesn't.
But it fit, but it doesn't. It's like that puzzle piece that like almost goes in, but like it looks like it goes
circle
in.
in a square.
But it doesn't. Yeah. So I don't know. So for me, like I think some random big things that happened were I had a dissection in biology class, and I was paired up with the only lesbian that was out in my entire school. And she was like tying my hair back for me and like
so you were
flirting
like,
with
feeling
me.
it. You were feeling it.
And she wasn't even like my type at all. Like
Okay.
she was like she looked like me. She was like femme.
Okay, but whatever.
Dark hair and like whatever. And I like femmes, but like I don't know. She wasn't my type.
Everyone remembers that their first
But-
person is never the actual type.
No, but it wasn't my first person. I think it was just
Oh.
the fact that she was giving me attention.
Oh.
I was getting so like red and like uncomfortable, but
Giddy.
like almost like a oh, I'm really like flattered that she's flirting with me. Kind of thing. And everyone, and it was so funny because my friends that were also in the class were like, oh my god, like she's flirting with you, like, and looking at it like, oh my god, and like expecting me to look at it like that too. And they were like, oh my god, after the class they were like, oh my god, she was totally flirting with you. And I was like, yeah, haha. But at the time when she was like, she like
You were
tickled
loving
me,
it.
and she was like, she like pulled my hair back for me and put my glasses on.
Wait a damn minute. Wait a damn.
And was like flirting with me hardcore the whole
my
time.
God.
And I was loving it. And I was like hitting myself in the head afterwards being like, why do I love it? Like, why do I like it? And it was like, and then I went into more denial and I was like, oh, I only like this because it's because of
Attention.
it's attention. I was like, I just like it because it's attention. Like, you know what I mean? And that's what I chalked it up to. Like, every time a lesbian would hit on me. And it's so funny because I got hit on by a bunch of like queer people and stuff. And it's so funny because like I always chalked it up to like, oh, it's just like I just like that they're giving me attention. Like I chalked it up to that every time, even though I liked it. Like I was like, ooh, this feels nice. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I also wrote I had like a choice for an essay once in high school, and I literally, out of any possible topic I could have chosen, I chose about like discrimination in same-sex relationships to do with like adoption,
We
marriage.
got a true activist over
Right? So like
For the gays.
I was a straight girl and I could have chosen literally anything else, and I chose to do a literal like it was like an 8-page essay about being gay when I was straight. Like if you're talking about lesbian in denial, lesbian in the closet, like is that not like the first
But like
thing?
whenever you would like get with guys, would you not be like, this is so not it?
You know, yeah.
Or were you like actually like enjoying being with guys?
No, I don't. It's really complicated. It's hard to explain. I don't remember most of it. I think I trauma blocked most of it out. I think it's complicated, but
Oh my god, I'm drooling. I'm getting to the good questions, clearly.
I don't know. I don't know. I struggle with whether like I used to like have some kind of attraction to men and it's just like left, or if I never really was, and if it was just like compulsory or whatever, like heterosexuality.
Okay.
I have a hard time because I think that like I really liked attention when I was younger.
Right.
So the fact that like someone was giving me attention, like that made me feel good about myself. And I think I confused that with actually like being like aroused by the situation kind of thing.
Right.
But I was always like sexually and like physically pretty repulsed by men.
And I
always thought like everyone felt that way. Like,
you were like,
because women talk a lot of shit about men, so like I just thought that like that's what everyone thought.
you were repulsed?
Yeah. And I would tell everyone I liked it.
No, you did not.
I did, and because I didn't want to. I wanted to fit in. I didn't want to come off like I would be like Black Swan, like I would be like not accepted. Yeah. So I don't know. I think my like it was really hard. So it's like I think that I just was really confused and I didn't have enough like representation and like experience and like I didn't. If I grew up in Toronto, I say this to her all the time. If I went to high school in Toronto, I would have been out at 12.
Yeah.
It's because I was born and raised in such a small, tiny little town, and
That's
there was
what happens, I think, when you're in tiny towns. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, but
yeah, that was my high school experience. Just like a chaotic, lots of denial, lots of I don't know what the hell is going on. Yeah, and fighting for the gays. I wouldn't let anyone slander them.
she was just an activist.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, pretending to be straight. Let's move forward.
Okay.
University.
Yeah. Oh, university was like disastrous.
You in university, you were just a big old hoe. And that's basically it. Nothing really changed for you. Other than
And that's the end of my story.
your your parents.
Oh God, yeah. Well, there's that part too. So I ended up coming out to my parents, obviously.
How they find out again?
They found out from there was like a note.
A love note.
A love note.
Oh,
but
God.
the thing is
How
like
exposed? Like how exposure? Like that was very like exposure.
yeah, it was. But it was funny because when they confronted me about it, I was like, yo, I could easily just be like, oh, that's my friends or something. Because it didn't have like my name or anything in there. It was just kind of like
passing it along.
and I was like, I could have like, but then I was like, you know what? Like I'm over it. I'm gonna just take it as it comes. Like whatever. We'll see how it turns out. And so then obviously, it was not good. Like I was like kicked out for a while and all that kind of stuff. But then years later, like I obviously I lost touch with them for a little bit because they like obviously did not want anything to do with me.
But you were gonna like you wanted to be who you were. And you didn't
but I wanted to be who I was.
unhappy anymore.
And then years later, because I like best friends with my mom, and years later she messaged me and she was just kind of like, I'm like losing my best friend as well as losing my daughter. Like I don't want to feel like I've like lost you in life essentially. So she was just kind of like I am okay to like learn to live with it. So that was kind of like how my parents took it. But yeah, like it was like, obviously I'm not gonna get into the nitty gritty details of all the things that happened and what was said and all of that, but like
it's personal.
It's like really just
Rough,
there's
personal.
a lot, but you know, end of the end result is that everything kind of returned back to normal.
And they are loving.
They're loving. I obviously still have.
I love them.
I still have a big chunk of my family on my father's side, actually my entire father's side, that I'm still like, they don't want anything to do with me, and we just like don't talk, and I've kind of been like iced out in that sense. I'm at this point in my life now where it's like, if you're not going to accept me for who I am, like I'm not changing for anyone. So point blank period.
Yeah.
You can just keep it moving then.
Yes, queen. And
So,
she
yeah.
stays true to that. Like you're like you do not care.
We do not care. But yeah, so I would say I would say university was just me like exploring my sexuality more. She said I was a big old hoe. Yes, I was, but it was more just being like, finally I'm like unapologetically coming into my
Just
own,
being
being me, being like my masculine self, even though like I was masculine pretty much my entire life.
It was the first time you like were like loud and proud about it.
Yeah, like I was like a tomboy skateboarder, so I pretty much dressed the exact same like as I dress now, but like at least now it's like I'm out, I'm like a queer woman, and yeah, like that was basically moving forward, like university and beyond. How about you?
I think like university was when I actually had my like, oh my god moment.
Right.
Like the first time I actually was like, wow, you're just gay, was in university. I talked about another video, cute girl in my biology class. Again, biology class coming for me. Like what the hell? Is that where all like lesbian like moments happen?
Maybe.
Like I don't know. Like it just sets you up. But anyway, this was just, I just basically stalked a girl out because I didn't stalk her out, but I would like watch her during class because she was just so cute and she was like super masculine. University was the first time I ever saw masculine women, so I was like obviously like, oh my god, what is this? And also they're so cute. And every time I would see like the like girls that would play sports, like the softball team,
I'm obsessed.
the hockey team, the rugby team, all of them, I would be like freaking out. I'd be like, oh my god. And I didn't even know why. And then one day I was just like, you're just a lesbian. You're a lesbian. So that basically happened, and then after that I like switched. I like made a whole bunch of like dating apps, and I like I had a little tear to like figure it out, and I figured it out.
So it sounds like someone else was being a big old hoe.
I mean, yes, I don't deny it. And I met you, like literally, like ding. Yeah, I met her when I was 21, right?
So why don't we talk about your like actual coming out to your parents though?
Oh, okay, yeah. My parents was also university. I sent my parents an email because I couldn't bring myself to like actually talk to them. I told my brother first. I told him in the car, and I was like, he knew I was, and I don't know how he did, but I was like, I have something to tell you. He's like, you're gay, and I was like, yeah. I was like, wow, like you're the first person that didn't like react shockingly. And then I told my best friend, and she was like, okay, I'm cool with it, but she was shocked. So basically I like had a little tear. I started getting invited to all the like lesbian parties, and like got into like the underground lesbian society of my university because I like started hooking up with a couple of people from like the different teams, and then I got invited to all the parties, and that's when I was like, oh my god, like this is my place.
Gay!
This is my people.
Found my people.
Found my people. And yeah, that's basically it. Yeah, and that's the end of my story. We're gonna end it here.
Oh my gosh, I'm like ready to sleep.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I'm like.
So yeah. Well, we'll be back again soon with another video.
And before we go,
okay, we're gonna plug our minimalist art prints that are down below. It's like a queer art project, so a lot of them are just like based on like queer couples and femininity, women, and then we also have a queer apparel line that's down below. It's all minimal, neutral, beautiful, like trendy like pieces that are like artistic. We're both really excited about it. It's something that we've been working on together. And yeah, so obviously like, comment, subscribe, all the stuff. We're trying to get more subscribers. 1.5k. 1.5k. That's what we've gotten quite a few views on our last couple videos. We want to keep that going, keep it popping. Yeah. But that's all right. Well, we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.